Welcome back to Point Blank. Right now we are on the topic of, you guessed it, the US elections, or what? Post-US elections, actually.
Sorry, I'm sure we're not the only one. Across the road, the coffee shop, everybody's talking about it.
Yeah, exactly. And in our living room, we have three people to discuss it with us. We have Greg, who is right now in studying masters in sociology. We have Ng Tze Yong from the New Paper, a journalist. We have Jessica, who is also a journalist, but with the Straits Times. Right now, we're going to take a look at some of the comments on the internet. Straight up, SG forums. On SG forums, we've heard, lots of comments like quite immediately after the results were announced. Let's take a quick look at what people think about Obama. I think, according to this person, I think remarkable charisma and a very weak opponent probably contributed to his win. His speech and the way he ran his campaign is very impressive. All hail the first rock star in the White House. Right, I think no one can deny his star appeal.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it earlier already, his popularity on the internet and with the young people and the way he dances. Sorry, I can't get over the way he dances.
Have you ever seen a president dance like that?
Actually, while I was doing that story, I saw Bush dancing. But you know the thing about how white men can't dance and white men can't jump. It seems to be true, lah.
So he didn't do too well.
It was sort of
not in your books anyway. Okay, we get the idea. Okay,
that's Bush, not me.
So that's Bush. Okay. So do you think that it's because Obama had a weak opponent in McCain that he won this election by such a landslide victory? And what's it for you, Greg? What do you think?
Well, I'd say it's not just a weak opponent, more like a weak party at this point in history, right? After all the issues that Bush has kind of, bungled up, the ball was really quite far away from the Republican court for them to save it. It's going to take quite a huge miracle, and yeah.
Actually, talk about a weak party. I wonder what the guests thought about when everything started crashing in the markets, and then McCain suspended his campaign, and then he went to Washington and said, we have to stop all the campaigning now and da-da-da-da-da. So a lot of people were watching what these two candidates were doing. So do you think that played a part in people's decision-making?
Like, did it discredit McCain somewhat?
Because Obama was like, I'm like the multitasker, right? I can be here and I can deal with the recession.
Crisis or not.
Yeah.
So do you think that did him in, sort of?
Yeah, I think it must have. I think it must have had an effect. But I think also McCain admitting to the fact that he knew next to nothing about economics also had quite an effect, especially when the first, the big and most important thing that, the new president would have to solve is the financial crisis.
Exactly.
I think that was a bit of a problem for him.
I don't follow business news a lot, but I think there might have been a missed opportunity there when the stock market crashed, for Sarah Palin to step up and really rally her supporters together, since she has the image, for the small town guy, the heartlander in a sense, but maybe she was just making too many mistakes, that the attention was focused away from her.
Yeah, McCain was kind of absent when Joe the plumber needed him. Yeah. So, let's take a quick look at Straits Times discussion board. Okay, more comments on Obama. Let's take a look. A bit lower, where I can see it. Yeah, that huge chunk over there. That's right. Yeah. Okay, let's zoom in on it and see.
Let's just try to see what this guy wrote in during lunch.
Okay,
maybe.
Aisha S.C. Yo, an ex-Singapore citizen who became a U.S. citizen in 2005. Jessica, do you know this person? Aisha thinks that he or she backed the right horse. Okay. Aisha said something quite interesting. She said, rest assured, Obama will continue to champion free trade with Asia and elsewhere. So that's one of the things, you see, that people are wondering what will happen to Asia now that someone new is sitting on the throne. So, I mean, that's a key question. We always wonder, what about us? What will happen to us? Yeah.
I'm sort of of the view that he's too busy with his own internal affairs in the country, but I don't know what the rest of you guys think.
I think it's good news for America. It might be a confusing time for the rest of us because if you're dealing with someone who's black and white, like Bush, it's easy to predict what he's going to do. It's easy to talk to him. If you're talking to someone like Obama, who is more about grey, different shades of grey, who talks about nuances, then it's harder to predict what he's going to do.
Mm-hmm. So for Obama's case, he just won the election, so it's really early days to tell how the reality of governing will actually play itself out. We heard probably he might have to wait not just even 4 years. It might not even be enough to prove his tenacity as president. So we also wondered about what people are thinking about. So we pounded the streets. Razor TV's Christine Aquinos pounded the streets and talked to some people, locals and expats alike, about what they think about the great win. Let's take a look.
That's the best choice.
Really?
Yeah.
It's good for the world. It's good for American people.
Why do you think so?
I think they spend too much money on things that don't matter for the locals. Yeah.
So do you think that there's going to be real change when he takes office?
He needs about 8 years. So, and over 4 years, he needs another re-election as well. Because what the biggest terrorist of the world damaged, he needs a lot of time for that to repair it.
Wow, thought it was great. For the United States, no trouble at all.
Okay. So if you could have voted, who would you have voted for?
Probably Obama.
Probably Obama.
Yeah.
So why do you think that he won?
Well, because Bush has done a terrible job, and another Republican wouldn't be the right thing to do.
Okay. So do you think that he's going to be up for the job of changing America?
Oh, I think so, yeah.
I think we have enough from the other party.
Okay, so it's time for a new change, right?
Yeah, correct.
All right. So do you think that he will be able to do that job? Will he be able to change America?
I'm not sure, but I think it is a new Trump to the whole world.
Because I think America needs change. I mean, it sounds cheesy, but I really think someone should shake up the economy and the country.
Okay, so do you think that Obama's going to be up to task?
I think it would be quite challenging because I think Bush has probably done a lot of things that will have repercussions in his term. But at least he gives me more confidence than the Republicans. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay. So if you could have voted, who would you have voted for?
Probably this time I probably would have voted for Obama. And my wife did. She was American. She voted for him.
So do you think that Obama's going to do a good job of instituting the change that he promised?
Well, it's going to be a heck of a challenge. And it's going to be very tough. So who knows? But I think he has a fairly good chance of making some changes, but it's not going to be easy.
So why do you think that he's so popular with the people?
I don't know.
Is it because he's cute?
Well, he isn't.
Oh, he's not cute.
He is cute. He is cute.
Oh, okay.
You think she was lying when she said he wasn't cute? Jessica, do you think he's cute?
Just to let you guys know why I put that in, because you realize it doesn't really go with the rest. I just thought it was just too good to end up on the floor in the editing room.
Actually, no, exactly. I think that portion about those two girls, talking about whether Obama is cute or not, is actually was essential to his whole image as president-elect during his campaign. I mean, not just that he's cute, but he's got a wonderful public image, right?
And he can dance.
Yeah. So, okay, it's obvious to say that that he's a wonderful orator. He has great affinity with the media and all that. But what does it for you and Obama? In terms of his media image for you personally. Is that like a moment, a thing? Maybe he can dance well, maybe he can speak well, maybe he looks good. I don't know. Let's just talk about his images in the media. It's proliferated like anything, we know that. So maybe we start with you, Greg.
I think it's definitely the way he carries the speeches. Man, it's been a while, since we heard a good speech. We've been listening to Bushisms and all that, So it was really great that we have someone who can try and inspire as great a country, as diverse a country as America, and try to bring everyone together. I think that was very central, right? I mean, McCain, on his part, he was more of like trying to, some of the times I felt that he was trying to come across as just bulldozing a bit and trying to kind of fake his way through some of the things, especially the economy. Right? That was just terrible.
But he did admit that he was,
exactly. So the damage occurred exactly at the point where he admitted, that he didn't really know. And I mean, how are you going to save yourself from that? And your opponent, Obama, is going around, fulfilling the fantasies of the young people. I mean, not the kind of fantasy, but it's in
we know what you mean. I wouldn't think the wrong way.
Politician, that can do this.
Yeah, we're a family show.
Yeah. Let's remain family.
Maybe we can talk a bit about change, because a lot of the people on the streets are obviously happy that Obama has won, but there's like a underlying pessimism or cynicism. I mean, one guy mentioned he will need more than 4 years, and I don't know what he was talking about. The biggest terrorist, was he talking about Bush? But anyway, let's just get back to do you think it's possible, change in 4 years?
I think it's possible, but I do think it's going to be very, very, very challenging. Already he's faced with the largest financial crisis since I don't know when, and that in addition to the 2 wars, in addition to the energy crisis, in addition to dependence on foreign oil, there's lots of issues he has to grapple with. So it definitely will be really challenging. I don't think there's such a thing as solving things, really. I mean, when do you come to a point where you solve something? So, I think it's a good shot at changing things.
Mm-hmm. Okay, right now we've actually got a line on to Eugene Liao, Razor TV's editor, who's right now, as we speak, in New York City. We are going to give him a wonderful morning call because it's 7 a.m. in New York. Okay, let's talk to Eugene. Obama is my old boy.
Hey guys, how's it back in Singapore?
Bring a few back for us, the t-shirts.
Yeah, we like them.
So can you tell us a bit?
$20 a pop, why not?
Okay, Eugene, we've got a couple of people in our living room with us to chat with you. But first of all, first up, tell us how is it like right now in New York City? What's the atmosphere, the mood like? What do you see?
Right. Well, it's a new morning for not just New Yorkers but whole Americans. It's a little bit gloomy right now, but it was anything but gloomy last night. I went out to the bars last night, just to get a sense of how things were and as the results were coming in. I didn't go to a really posh area. I went down to this area in the Lower East Side where there were a bunch of restaurants, a bunch of bars and stuff like that. And the Americans, they were really, really, really glued to the televisions this time around. And I remember roughly at around 11 p.m. New York time, the networks, announced that Obama had crossed that 270 threshold. And when they did that, people were like cheering. They ran out. There was a real jubilant mood, a real party mood there. People were cheering and stuff like that. And it was just a general feel-good mood. And even when Obama was on TV, when he gave when he made his first speech, everyone was so glued to the television, and everybody, was so was hanging on to his every word, listening on to him, and they weren't it wasn't as emotional as the shots I saw in Chicago. But you could tell, there were cheers when Obama hit certain points on what he would like to do and stuff. There were cheers. There were people, totally happy and jubilant about the whole situation, about his speech and everything there. But having said that, I must say that New York is a very liberal town, so automatically they're all very pro-Obama.
So they have already forgotten about Clinton.
Yeah. Clinton might not, Clinton was definitely, but that was 8 years ago, and people have short memories.
I was talking about Hillary, but anyway, have you had a chance to look at the newspapers, over there? What are they saying about Obama's win?
Yeah, looking at the New York Times, the headline was, racial barrier falls as voters embrace call for change. So I think that basically sums up a lot of things. I mean, Americans here, they're really clamoring for two things, I think. After the disastrous Bush years, change, they really wanted change. And the other thing was that they needed something fresh, and Obama gave them that because the situations they face now, and they needed really something different, someone who actually think out of the box or something like that, and something really, really different. And Obama really fit that description to a T. And credit to him as well. I mean, he's a really intelligent young person, and he ran a really, really good campaign.
Okay, Eugene, we've got Tze Yong in the studio with us. He's got a question.
Okay.
It's been 7 years since 9/11 happened, and New York was where basically all this started, I guess, depending on how far you look back. So people say that it was a missed opportunity because a president who was there, at the start of his presidency, with the whole country behind him, he managed to screw it up in 8 years. So my question for Eugene is, how do people remember 9/11 today? And with this change that has happened, how are people feeling about that?
Well, here might be a little bit of a scary point here. The thing is that, like I mentioned earlier, Americans here have short memories. And 9/11, as you correctly pointed out, happened about seven plus years ago already. And I have to say that because between 9/11 and now, there's been no major terrorist threat or attack on the U.S. homeland itself. So a lot of people don't really connect to that, I feel, right now, because it happened so long ago, and like I said, in a lot of people here have short memories. But having said that, also, I think that's one of the biggest challenge that Obama will have in his presidency, because if there's one thing that probably Bush got right, was that he kept the homeland safe. I mean, we can argue about the expense of what, the cost of that. But having said that, I think that Obama will have to at least, guarantee the kind of give them the same level of safety, I guess.
Okay. Well, thanks for waking up for us, Eugene.
Yeah, you can go to bed now, actually.
Yeah. And we'll see you back in Singapore soon.
And don't forget the t-shirts.
Okay, great.
Yeah, the t-shirts.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we're going to go for a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to look at what kind of celebrities' endorsement is right behind Obama after the break.